Good morning students, this is Dr. Patanjali Mishra, Assistant Professor Education. Today in this session, we are going to discuss what is guidance. What do we mean by guidance? First of all, we will be knowing about that guidance is based upon a philosophy of human uniqueness, goodness, worth and dignity. I will elaborate this point that what does it mean. Guidance is based upon a philosophy of human uniqueness, goodness, worth and dignity, all of which can be nurtured. The guidance process are based on the belief that given certain conditions, an individual's potential to make a choice and make a decision can be utilized for maximum benefit to the individual and society. You may have come across youngsters who are confused and indecisive when called upon to take decision regarding choice of subjects, others activities in schools or interpersonal difficulties with friends or siblings at home. You may have often wondered what you can do to help these children. Need for professional guidance is increasing due to increasing complexities of daily living. We are social beings, and so in some way or other we need help and guidance of others. Mother, father, grandparents, teachers and other elders, home, school and society guide youngsters for successful living. Owing to the explosion of knowledge, industrialization and change in socio-economic setup, the need of professional guidance is felt in the present day society. Literally, guidance means to direct, to point out, to show the path. It is the assistance or help rendered by a more experienced person to a less experienced person to solve certain major problems of the individuals. That is, that problem may be educational, vocational or personal. The synonyms of to guide are to lead, to conduct, to regulate, to direct, to steer, to show, to channel and to point. There may be more synonyms to guide. Further, we will try to understand guidance is a concept as well as a process. As a concept, guidance is concerned with the optimal development of the individual. As a process, guidance helps the individual in self-understanding. What does it mean? Individual in self-understanding means understanding one's strengths, limitations and other resources. And in self-direction, what does the self-direction mean? Self-direction means ability to solve problems, make choices and decision on one's own. The next point in this discussion is the focus of guidance is the individual, not the problem. Its purpose, the purpose of guidance is to promote the growth of individual in self-direction. This guidance may be given to groups or to individuals, but it is always designed to help individual even though they may be in group. It will be more clear to all of you if we discuss how different scholars have defined it in varied ways. The first definition which we will take up is A.J. Jones' definition. A.J. Jones says that guidance is an assistance given to the individual in making intelligence, choices and adjustment. Secondary Education Commission, which was formed in 1952, which is popularly known as Mudaliar Commission also, says that guidance involves the difficult art of helping boys and girls to plan their own future wisely in the full light of the factors that can be mastered about themselves and about the world in which they are to live and work. The next definition is of John Brewer. John Brewer says that guidance is a process through which an individual is able to solve his problems and pursue a path suited to his abilities and aspirations. Crow is an important psychologist. He says that guidance is assistance made available by personally and advocately trained men or women to an individual of any age to help him manage his own life activities, develop his own point of views, make his own decision and carry his own burdens. The next psychologist is Carter V. Good. Carter V. Good has said in Dictionary of Education, which was published in 1959, that while defining guidance, guidance is a process of dynamic interpersonal relationships designed to influence the attitudes and subsequent behavior of person. If we will analyze the above definitions, analyze the definitions which I have recently cited, we may observe the specific characteristics of guidance, such as guidance is a process. The first thing which we see from the whole definition is that guidance is a process. I will try to elaborate it that how guidance is a process. It is a process of helping or assisting an individual to solve their problem. It helps them to identify where to go, what to do and how to do for post accomplishment of their goals. In this manner, we can say that guidance is a process. The second point which we pointed out from the definitions which I have cited recently is that guidance is a continuous process. What do we mean by continuous process? It is a continuous process which starts right from childhood, adolescence and continues over in old age. Here it is important to point out that the process of guidance never ceases. It remains dynamic. In this process, an individual understands himself, learns to use maximum his own capacities, interests and other abilities. He continues his struggle for adjustment in different situations. He develops his capacity of decision making, hence we see that it is a non-stop process, and a non-stop process is a continuous process. The third point is that it is concerned with problem and choice. If someone is in problem or if someone is not able to decide that what is his choice, then we need guidance. The fourth thing is that it is related with life. The process of guidance is related to life. This guidance contributes formally or informally to life, because life experiences both formal and informal occasions. A person gets informal guidance from his friends and relatives, while formal guidance is sought from organized school guidance or organized hospital guidance services and other organized guidance services. The fifth point which we pointed out from the definition cited earlier is development of capacities. During the process of guidance, the individual is assisted in such a way that he makes himself enabled to develop his capacities maximum from all angles. Hence, guidance stresses the complete development of possibilities present in an individual. An individual becomes familiar with his real image. Hence, guidance is helpful in self-realization. And if someone is able to realize himself, he can develop his capacities quite easily. Next point is, it is an assistance to the individuals in the process of development. It is assistance to the individual in the process of development rather than direction of that development. The next point is, it is both a generalized and specialized service. The guidance services are most generalized as well as specialized services. How it is? It is a service meant for all. It's regular service which is required for every student, not only for abnormal student. Providing guidance is not the function of all persons, because various techniques and skills are to be used in it. Everybody does not possess the knowledge of the same. For this task, trained person, psychologist and counselors are required. Hence, we can say that guidance is a skill involved process. Thus, we conclude that guidance is both generalized as well as specialized service. Guidance is a service meant for all. The scope of guidance is too wide. Any needy person can be guided. This can include the persons of different age, different interest, various characteristics and persons of different nature. Hence, we cannot draw boundaries around the process of guidance. Guidance is helpful in adjustment. Guidance helps the person in his adjustment in different situations. The process allows learning to adjust with different types of problems. In this way, the main characteristics of the nature of the guidance is to provide new energy to the demoralized person by adjusting himself in the problematic situation through the process of guidance. Guidance is also helpful in developing the abilities of self-guidance. Guidance helps a person in a process through which he can be self-guided. The nature of guidance also includes the characteristics of developing self-guidance in a person with the help of guidance process. This enables him in achieving self-dependence by searching out the solution of his problem of life. The next point which is required to be understood is no imposition of one's viewpoint. It is also the main characteristic of guidance not to impose one's own viewpoint on others. It depends upon the wish of an individual how he acquires benefit by accepting the decision of the guidance worker. If he wishes, he may deny accepting such decisions of the guidance workers. Hence, it is not a process of imposing the decision. Guidance is helpful in preparing for future. This is the last point. The process of guidance is helpful in preparing a person for his future. Hence, a person can succeed in preparing himself for future activities. In this way, guidance is a well-wisher of an individual's future. To conclude, we can say that guidance involves personal help given by someone. It is designed to assist a person to decide where he wants to go, what he wants to do, or how he can best accomplish his purpose. It assists him to solve problems that arise in his life. It does not solve problems for individual but helps him to solving them. The meaning of guidance will be more clear to you if we analyze about what guidance is not. The first point is, guidance is not compulsion and it is not making decision for others. It is not an advice and it is not pampering the students or pampering the person which has come for the guidance. It is not direction, it is not adjustment, and the last one is that it is not problem solving. So, from the discussion in the session, we can say that guidance is a help of an individual to make his own selection and solution out of varied types of opportunities and problems. It helps one to adjust with different environments according to his own abilities and capacities. Thank you, and we will be here in next session discussing about what is counseling. Thank you.